What's going on, people? How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to another episode of the Mind Your Business podcast. I'm your man JB with you once again, and we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna have a good time. We're talking to a founder of an olive oil company. Yeah, I listen. I I have no clue. I don't know anything about olive oils, olives, the oil they come from, extra virgin. I have no clue. So we're going to learn all of this together, and I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, before we go there, you know what we got to do. You see that, right? You see the hoodies, right? Business owners, creatives, influencers, entrepreneurs. You guys go ahead and make sure you get them. It's cold outside. They make great stocking stuffers as well as just rock them. Rock them. It says something when you put them on. I've got mine on right now. You can't. You can see a little bit, but yeah. So we listen. My wife was like, "Hey, make sure you do it for the ladies," and I was like, "Okay." I'll make sure we. Oh, look, I'm messing up. You see that? But anyway, that's what it is. Make sure you get them. I tell you, man, I'm always doing something. Hold on, just a minute. Let me get this straight. All right, here we go. Always doing something, but yeah. So get the hoodies, you guys. Right now, we're going to bring her on up. We're going to have this conversation. I'm interested, and this is what I had to do. We start talking, and I said, "Hold, wait. We can't. We can't start talking right now, because if so, then somebody's going to be left out of the conversation. So we want to make sure that everybody's included. Hey, good evening, and how are you doing this evening? You there? Hey,
Hello.
how you doing, Chasity?
Hey, good.
So look,
I'm glad to be.
I'm not going to jump into this too fast. I've got a bunch of questions. I
Yeah.
I really have a bunch of questions, but I'm not. So before we go any further,
Yeah.
who exactly is Chasity Pritchett?
Oh my gosh. Um, I am I am just someone living on this earth, just to be a positive person, just to live for God and for people to see my life and be like, "Oh, she knows God,"
Mm,
and
mm.
so that's what who I am.
And so you're from Georgia,
I
uh,
am Georgia.
a proud graduate from an HBCU.
Yes, yes, yes. Tuskegee University, graduated in 2007.
Tuskegee
I grew up,
University.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Did you go to the chicken coop?
I went there, but I did not eat any chicken. I thought it was strange eating, like we would go there like after partying,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I don't want chicken this late at night. But come to find, I mean, I was a vegetarian in college
Uh,
for a while, but now I'm vegan. So I never got a chance to eat the chicken
you
at the
didn't check.
chicken coop.
You just went to hang out. You hung out
I
at the
just,
coop.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. And I apologize to our viewers that have no clue about what the chicken coop is. It's and I only know about it because of my mom and my sister, because they both graduated from Tuskegee, and that was a conversation that they used to have a lot. And yeah, so she would hang
Yeah.
out at the chicken coop, but she never had the chicken.
No, no.
Hey, okay, all right.
I never shared that either with anyone.
Oh,
So
so we
yeah.
got some exclusive information.
Yes, exclusive. Nobody ever asked me about the chicken coop. So I know
Okay.
you one of the
Okay.
homies for real.
Yeah, chicken coop. So let me ask you this: how did you go from graduating from an HBCU
Yeah.
to becoming the founder of an olive oil company?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I have to say, because I went to HBCU, Tuskegee allowed me to realize that I can do and be whatever I want it to be. And to do that, I first took a marketing course at Tuskegee and I came up with my own product, and it was called that. it was called That Fire. And I had people to do videotapes. And so I learned everything that I needed to learn to help me be successful at Tuskegee University. And so that's where it started.
And so they kind of, the spark happened there.
Yes. Yes.
Did you know that when you were going to Tuskegee that eventually you wanted to start and own your own business, or what was your major? What was your goal when you went to Tuskegee?
When I went to Tuskegee, well, my major, I graduated with a degree in political science. So I wanted to become an attorney. I never really thought at Tuskegee that I wanted to be an entrepreneur or, to start things. I didn't know that. I just knew I wanted to help people. And in whatever capacity that was helping individuals, that's what I wanted to do. So I first thought attorney.
Mm.
But that changed along the way. I worked at a law firm, and then I wanted, and so I don't want to move ahead, but that's what I wanted to do at Tuskegee and what I thought I wanted to do in the world.
So how did you go from wanting to be an attorney
Yeah.
to, you know what? No, I'm going to start an olive oil company.
Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't go straight into olive oil. Once I graduated and I started working for other people, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. It didn't matter what area it was in. I just wanted to be a leader. I wanted to guide people and I wanted to help others. So the first thing, for my entrepreneur journey, because olive oil is not the first thing that I tapped
Mm.
into. So I was into fashion, and so started styling people and cleaning out closets and organizing that way. I designed shoes for my sorority. The first pair of heels I designed, shoes for my sorority. So I've always had that in me to be creative and to do things outside of the box and what I wanted to do that I found joy in.
Mm.
Um and so and so moving along, I did that for a while, but I realized, wait, maybe this styling thing is just a hobby. I just did it for fun. And then as an entrepreneur, I'm always looking for, opportunities and areas where, I could build on something. And it came about years later that I had an opportunity, I had an idea to start a olive oil company. And so that's how that came about.
And now,
Um,
how much did you know? Or so,
yeah.
one, how much did you know about olive oil? And then two, how much research had to go into it?
Okay. Great questions, JB. Like, number one, I did not know anything about olive oil. I was clueless. I know I cook with it, and I grabbed the first bottle out of Walmart that was $4.
Hmm.
I had no idea about olive oil. And so my coworker brought in some olive oil and he infused it with his produce from his own garden. And I had some of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good.
Hmm.
I said, I know I could probably sell this. And I told him, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hire you for a minute to infuse olive oil. But then, not just that, when we talk about research, I knew that it was going to take me researching olive oil.
Hmm.
I found out that olive oil is the most fraudulent food in the world. There's there is just so much to olive oil, but I wanted to make sure I knew where my olive oil was coming from, meaning where the olives were grown. I wanted to make sure it was real quality olive oil. So I studied, I had mentors in Australia, mentors in Texas, and within 6 months, I launched my company, Emblem Olive Oil, and I started selling olive oil.
Now, how did you, when you say you started selling olive oil,
Yeah.
was it one of them things like, so back in the day, people used to sell when they started business, and I'm probably dating myself, but they would, sell stuff out the trunk. They would go to parking lots and just kind of pull the trunk up, and they would, hey, I got this, I got this. Like what was the process
Yeah.
like, just Once you decided, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do this olive oil thing, like what was that process?
Yeah, you know what? I had to get the olive oil. And
Mm,
so I had to, like I said, I wanted to know where my olives were coming from. I wanted to make sure that it was no uh only getting the skin, but I wanted the whole olive, and that's how olive oil is cheaper when they don't use the whole olive itself. So my I wanted to know where my farmers were. I wanted to talk to my farmers every day so that I could know what I was giving my customers was going to be quality. So we started in the kitchen infusing olive oil with fresh produce. I would go to like the organic farms, grab some tomatoes, grab some jalapeno
mm,
peppers, infuse it in the kitchen.
mm,
So that is how. And when I say it, when I started selling, I made sure I had online base for people to come
mm.
and buy my olive oil. So that is how I started. I started at the market so people knew where I was, and that's how I got started.
And so, how's it going?
Well, I no longer have anyone infusing my olive oil for me. It's actually being manufactured in Texas.
Mm,
So I have grown to where it's being manufactured and produced on the same land, and I think that is so amazing because my customers are getting the real deal, and I'm really happy about that. I'm on Amazon now. I'll
mm.
be in 70 stores in the Midwest come January. I'm on Kroger.com. So I over the last 2 years, because I started in 2019,
Okay.
and I just cannot believe how far I am now. And I never thought, that I would be on Amazon so early, or that I won't even be packaging the bottles anymore. I have someone to do that for me at the manufacturing facility. And I am just so I'm amazed. But when God has his hands on something, and when you take yourself out of it, but let him do what he got to do in order to get you where he wants you to get to, I look and I'm just like, this is all God,
Right.
all
Right.
God. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, and it's amazing to me just to because when I first I saw I think I saw a post
Mhm.
and then I just started doing some research and once again it's called Emblem olive oil.
Yes.
Emblem olive. Where did the name? Where did you get the name from?
I whenever I was reading the Bible and he mentioned olive oil and the olive tree and olives, it always meant health and prosperity and abundance and peace. So each bottle for me is a emblem of that. It represents all of that.
Mhm.
And so that's where I got the name from, Emblem.
Okay, all right, got it.
Yeah.
And so when I and I saw it and I saw that you were on Amazon. I think that's where I saw it first. So you
Okay.
were on Amazon, and then just started doing the research. I saw, I guess, not too long ago that Tabitha Brown, she, I guess she was using the oil. Now, is it something that was that like some sort of a partnership, or did that just kind of happen, or how did that work?
That it was no partnership. She
Mm-hmm.
does not get paid whenever
Mm-hmm.
she uses my olive oil, but it is almost the only olive oil that she uses. Sometimes you'll see her using a
Mm-hmm.
brand that sponsored her,
Right,
but when she uses my olive oil, I never know. I never, it's just when you have a good product, people are
right,
going to use it anyway,
right.
so I am just so thankful for Tabitha for using my olive oil. She's not getting paid, and she does that from her heart. So I
Mm-hmm.
am so thankful for her for even getting my name out there, more followers, more people
Right.
knowing about me. So that's just how that happened.
And then how much did that help? Like
Oh
once,
wow.
once, because she's got a massive following.
Yeah.
She's come out with the spices. They can't keep that in the stores.
Right, right.
So when, even my wife she's not a vegetarian at all. But she has tried some of the recipes because one Tabitha has done it and has made it look so good.
Yeah.
to where, and so with that, how much has that helped your brand? And then even for, individuals that are starting a company and things, they're starting their own businesses. Um, what kind of advice would you give them in reference to whether it's brand partnerships or just uh, linking up with the right people? Just what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say for me personally, I did not want to pay or be that person to pay for influencers. That's not what I want to do, and that's not how I'm structuring my business right now. I believe that chefs or anybody that cook, you 9 times out of 10 you cook with olive oil.
Hmm.
You may not know the quality, but now since you use Emblem, you may know the quality and the difference between those other olive oils. But I always, people need olive oil to cook with, especially, like I said, a chef or somebody cooking. So I reach out to those individuals who I see using olive oil. And
Hmm.
it's not my brand, it's another brand, but I know this is a product that you need. So why not get it for free for me? And I give you that. And so that's the way I market myself, by making sure there's a need for that person to use my product. Um and so I would encourage anybody, if you're bootstrapping your business, make sure that it's a need for that individual and for that person that you want to represent your brand. And Tabitha's audience is my audience that purchase olive oil. These are 35 and up individuals who may have that disposable income to pay for quality olive oil. So it just worked out. Whenever Tabitha posts or use my olive oil, I get hundreds of
Right.
followers,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
her. I don't have to buy followers. I don't believe in that because I want everything to be organic,
Hmm.
and I have my target audience, which is the Black and brown community, the ones who are not represented in the olive oil space. I say I like to do more, or we like to eat more than dipping our bread with olive oil or drizzling it on a salad. That's all good. But, but you can fry your foods with
Right.
olive oil, and I can just go on and on about the olive oil. But for me, it's more about the health benefits of olive oil. It's about getting the information that Black people are not, that we don't get about olive oil, and the research that's going on behind the scenes. So it's my duty and my job to make sure we know that olive oil and diet change can prevent high blood pressure,
Hmm.
high cholesterol, even obesity. You can help you lose weight. If you have menopause, olive oil and diet change can prevent and reverse all of that. And that's why I started a program called Let's Fight Back, and it's a 12-week program. And I take individuals who have chronic diseases, and I ask them, do you want to get off medication? Are you willing to do it right now for your grandchild, for your kids? And so I guarantee that if they stay with this program for 12 weeks, they can reverse and prevent the chronic disease. And right now, over 20 people, I started in 2019, the program. Over 20 people are now no longer on high blood pressure medication, no longer on insulin. Their doctors are wondering, who is this girl? What is she doing? And so to me, this, and I never knew this, JB, like you going into Tuskegee and me being on the olive oil and
Hmm.
talking about the health, but I didn't know this. This was not my purpose.
Hmm.
Some people say get into business is your purpose, but I believe that you can grow into your purpose, and you can grow into the destination that God wants you to have. And I am that living witness.
Well, see, this is where you messed up. Now you talked about all of the the uses of olive oil,
Yeah.
with your foods, and it helps with your diet, but you didn't mention anointing.
Oh yeah.
Because understand. Listen,
Oh yeah.
because now if my parents knew about your olive oil, and it probably wasn't out at the time. Because see, my parents were anointing us with probably just a regular Walmart brand or whatever of olive oil, just the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
So just imagine if they anointed us with that Emblem olive oil.
Ah, woo, that
Listen,
emblem extra virgin.
oh my
Yes.
goodness! And you know what? Hey, hey, for my people that are out there listening, the ones that are viewing the show right now, you guys that going around, you anointing your kids and your house and your doors and all that stuff with the olive oil. Mom, if you're listening right now, find you some of that Emblem oil. Find some Emblem olive oil, and you may it that may even be totally different in comparison to that old cheap other stuff that you would use it back in the day. And watch and see what happens when you use that Emblem olive oil for anointing oil. Try it and see. But that's anyway.
Thank you for that. That is that
Um,
may be my next
hey,
commercial.
listen,
The
that
anointing
the
oil.
anointing
Just
oil. I'm telling you,
yes.
hey, that Emblem anointing oil. That might be something right there. We'll talk about that
You
later.
know what? I need to. Yes,
Hey,
we
we'll
need to.
talk.
I
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that. Okay.
So with your business and with you starting the olive oil business,
Mhm.
prior to that, I know you talked about pursuing, the law and but what did you think when you got the idea of, hey, I'm going to start an olive oil business? What was the pushback like, if any? How many people was like, girl, what are you talking about? Olive oil? Because a lot of times we have conversations with our circle, our friends, and some of the stuff that we may come up with, maybe it may sound far fetched,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if we know it's something that we're supposed to do, some of your friends can be the biggest dream killers out there.
Mhm.
And so with you, when you decided and you told some of your closest partners, hey, I'm going to start an olive oil business, what was that like? What was that conversation like?
To be honest, I didn't have any pushback. I don't know if someone said something behind my back or what
Mm,
have you, but everyone was supportive because they know once I start something, I'm going to finish it. I am going to see it to the end because I'm just a hard worker. But, and another thing, I don't have those individuals around me that are naysayers. I have to have people who have faith. I have to have positive individuals around me. And I'm so thankful that my circle, they're gonna support me if I said if I was selling whatever, anything, they were gonna be supportive. And they know my work ethic and they know that whatever I say I'm gonna do, I'm going to do it. It may not be at that moment, some things may get in the way, but eventually it will happen. So my family was supportive, my friends were supportive, and that was it. And even if they wasn't, I was still gonna do it because that's just who I am.
mm,
I was still gonna get it done, but they have all been supportive. They buy my olive oil, they tell other people about it. So
mm.
I'm just so thank. They travel with me, when I'll say, hey, let's go to New York and go to this olive oil store. My best friend, no questions asked. She's like,
Right,
yes,
right,
I'm
right.
going.
Yeah. And so as far as, once you start doing your research, how many so with all the owners of olive oil companies and the olive oil brands, how many of them are owned, we'll just say by women? And then on top of that, how many are owned by black women?
Well, I am the only black female in the world with an olive oil and infused olive oil company.
Hmm.
As far as females, I don't know exactly how many females,
Hmm.
but most of them are not here in the US.
Wow.
And so it's I represent my community and I'm out here by myself, but I don't want it to always be like that. That's why, I'm growing so that I can influence, so I can build a entire company with minorities, in the olive oil industry. So this is where I am now, but I have to include everyone. And if I have to be the person to get it started and to bring other people on, then I am that person.
Mm,
And so I represent who I am.
mm.
I represent, a girl from Georgia, not knowing, enjoying her grandmama food, probably cooked with shorten and and
Oh yeah.
and and whatever else, lard,
Mm.
like.
Oh, for sure. That's a definite. You definitely know she cooked with that.
So,
For those of you that are tuning in, it's the Mind Your Business podcast, Hanging with the Harrisons, powered by Hanging with the Harrisons, hosted by myself, JB Harrison. Today we have Miss Chasity Pritchett on. She is the owner of Emblem Olive Oil, and we're just having a conversation with her about her brand, about how she got started, and now we're about to ask her, well, what's next for? Where do you see yourself in the next, we'll say, 5 years?
oh, um, you know, I would like to be the household brand of olive oil. um I would like to, when you go over to somebody's house, be that conversation piece. You guys see my bottles and be like, oh, that's the girl. She started, and tell them the story, just a conversation, and have your kids to know that that they can also do and accomplish whatever they want to, just because, when they see that black girl face on the bottle. I mean, I hope I can be an inspiration to the younger generation, but I just see myself being big and known all over the world, and traveling to different nations and talking about health and food, and then expanding into beauty, with Emblem. So I have a big imagination. My faith is even larger, but I can't wait to see all that is going to happen in my life and in my business, and then other people's lives as well.
Well, I'll definitely tell you that you're not too far. You're not too far from seeing all that take place. With
Thank
what you're doing now and how well it's going for you, how you push the brand, how you represent the brand,
you. Mm,
and then the
thank
ability
you.
to acknowledge your faith, the ability to have that conversation and not be ashamed to, because a lot of times when it comes to businesses and brands,
Yeah.
people have a tendency to, I won't say they're ashamed, but just kind of duck behind some things and kind of leave it up to people's imagination.
Yeah, like they don't want to offend
Right.
people
Yeah.
who may
Yeah.
not believe, who this
Yeah.
and that. But no, because I don't want God to hold out on nothing on me. I
Mhm.
have to acknowledge him and acknowledge what he's doing and who did this, because it is not me.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's me because he instilled it into me, but it's him moving me and making the path easier.
Mhm.
So I will always give him the acknowledgement and the glory that he deserves. Always.
Well, let's talk about how hard or easy it was for you, because I think what happens a lot of times, and this is one of the reasons why we've even the show exists, is because a lot of times people will, you hear it a lot of times. I want to be my own boss. I want to start my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be an influencer. I want to be, creative, whatever, whatever. All of these things. But a lot of
Yeah.
times they have no clue on the sacrifices that are made behind the scenes. They don't have a clue of it's not a 9 to 5 job. Uh, they don't have a clue that, you know what, I've got to figure out, am I going to pay my rent this month, or how much am I going to be able to put into the business? Uh, a lot of that stuff they don't understand and they kind of miss out on.
Yeah.
So for you, we see where you are, you know, but what was it like before you got there?
Um, and I'm still getting there, so I'm not there yet. I'm
Mhm.
still there, I've had to do a lot of sacrifices,
Right.
I had a great HR job making great money. Most of my savings went into me starting this business. I bought more name brand before I had this business than I don't even shop anymore or anything like that, so the sacrifice, if you believe in yourself and if you really want to be successful, it's some things that you can't do that you're used to doing, and for me, I mean, I used to travel every 4 months. I was somewhere and I had to stop all that, but I realized that the best is yet to come for me to be able to travel and maybe buy me a few things, like I see the future, like it's going to happen. So the sacrifice that I'm making right now is nothing, I'm okay. I'm okay with not having, not spending and not doing that, because what is for me in the future, it's just so much worth me waiting right now. So I had to switch my mentality because I was used to, like I said, traveling and buying Gucci and all this stuff. But then, you realize that it's more to that. If you want more in life, then you can't spend and put everything on
Mhm.
name brands and all that. So I had to mature because I wasn't always where I'm at right now, like mentally,
Mhm.
and so I have grown up, in with this business,
Mhm.
and my mind has shifted completely. And so if you're not willing and wanting to make those sacrifices, and if you find it so difficult where you're depressed and you can't get out of bed, then maybe it's not for you at this moment,
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur. If you can't handle no and give up, maybe it's not for you right now,
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur. If you can't take a no and then you want to quit. And so I'm still in that process. I'm still growing. I haven't met where my potential, or where I'm going to be, like that peak. I'm not there,
Mhm.
but I'm thankful for where I am right now. So yeah, I hope
And
I answered that.
you did. And the thing
Okay.
about it is, you know, even some of the conversations that I've had with some of the other guests, the thing about it is you may not be where. So when it comes to success, everybody's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's measuring stick is different.
Right.
But one thing about it is when it comes to people that are trying to get started or want to get started, if they see that you have started your own business, your stuff is in stores, and it may not be 120 stores.
Yeah.
You can have your stuff in a store,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, someone is going to look at you as being successful. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times for us, it's the measuring stick that we go by. Because for instance, me, I'm nowhere where I would like to be. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if nothing else, I got started.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can be honest with you, I've had some great guests on the show. And so when it comes to how our measuring stick, it's different. Are there things that I want to do and still want to improve and progress? Yes. But we've got to learn to kind of look at it as, yeah, we're not where we should be.
Oh no.
And the great thing about that is it keeps us humble for one. It keeps us
I'm
grateful.
frozen.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you are.
Hold
Let
on.
me see. You
Ah, we're frozen.
Oh, that's technology for you.
Okay,
Let's
let's
see.
see.
Okay, well there. Uh,
Oh no.
you're back. Your little. Let's see. How you looking? Okay, well,
Hold on.
yeah, it's technology. It happens.
We are
Let me
frozen.
see. Am I frozen too? What am I
I'm
looking
not
like?
sure you're in the broadcast. Okay,
It,
maybe I need to come back out. All right, let me come back out.
I can. I mean, I. Oh, hey guys. Hey, she'll be back. We're gonna continue the conversation. She froze. You know, it's technology. It's how it goes. Sometime. Here she is. Hopefully we can we'll get it back together. Hold on, you guys. Let's see. She's there. Let me. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. You know, you got to do stuff on the fly sometimes. Wait a minute. Let's see. Unlock this. You guys just hold on for me. I'm working on it. Working on it. We'll get her back on. Hold on just a minute. Push some buttons here. Let's see. We'll go here. You know, I'm working behind the scenes to see if we can get this right. I think we can get it right though. Hold on. But it's technology and it happens sometimes. And she's there. We're here. Let me see. I can't hear her just yet though. Let's see. Not yet. Still can't hear her. Hold on. All right. Chasity, that's probably something maybe on your end. Is there a mute button or something that you have on your end? I don't have any volume yet. Let's see. So you guys, we're still working here. Hold on just a minute. But hey, it happens sometimes. This is technology. It doesn't always work, but we'll figure it out as we go. I have her. Let me see. There, she's there. All right, so I don't have. I see you, but I can't hear you. Oh, thank you guys so much. Getting some comments. No worries. We'll wait. I appreciate you guys for that. Let's see. On my end. Hey, Chessie, do this. If you can hear me, if you okay, just close it out and then come back in and let's see if it'll the audio kick back in when we do that. So we're trying to work it out. We're working these kinks out, so I'll just hold on just a minute. Appreciate you guys and your patience. It's technology though. It acts funny at times. It's not always me. Sometimes it's just technology. But I understand though. I mess up at times for sure. All right, I got you. I still can't hear you. Why not? No. Let's see. Got you here. You're there. Try to get no. No. Oh, she hung up. Okay. Try it again. Wait a minute. So yeah. So we're trying to work through this. Hold on, you guys. Just a minute, please. Technical difficulties. Hold, please. All right. She's back. Let me bring you back up. And I gotta talk my way through this. I see you. have it. Is there? You know what? Let's do this. We'll be back, you guys. Hold on just a minute for me. All right, let's see. We're gonna try this again. She's
Oh,
there.
there we go. Wait,
Oh,
testing.
hey.
Hey, I'm here. I was on mute, like that little mute sign was right there in the middle of the screen.
Okay. And then so I've got. I think we got a little delay, but you're here, so that works.
Oh,
Um, I'm trying to think, and so I don't. What was that? I was. Oh, we were talking about
oh,
success.
yeah. You were talking about other people that came on your show,
Yes.
and it was so good, JV.
Yeah.
Like you got to get that out. I don't know what you're about to say.
Success and how we measure success. And I think a lot of times with us, because we have high standards,
Yeah,
and we want, once again, our goals and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, we are successful to someone
yeah,
and to some people. And for you, you may not necessarily be exactly where you want to be. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, right now and today, you're inspiration to a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people. And you may not be where you want to be right now.
Yeah.
But understand you're closer than a lot of people have ever been. Uh, So keep
Oh,
doing it. Keep doing it.
thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing where you're going to be in the next 5, 6,
Bye.
7, 10 years.
Thank
Now, as far as the olive oil, and I know you have it in stores now. What was that process like? Was it something, did you kind of have to sell them on it, or did they kind of contact you, or how did that work?
Oh my gosh, these are some great questions because starting out, that was my thing. Oh, I want to be on the shelves. I gotta get in the stores.
Hmm.
Like that to me was like you made it when you people can go in the grocery store and see your product.
Hmm.
But then I learned that it costs so much to be in the grocery stores. And the grocery stores, they don't want to pay for anything. If I wanted to be on the middle aisle, in the middle aisle, that's gonna cost more. If I want to be on the end of the shelves, that's gonna cost. Grocery stores, they will want free product and just for me to give it to them for free and let's see if it's gonna work out. And so I had to take a step back. I said, you know what? I was reaching out to those grocery stores and things, and I said, no, I want the grocery stores to come to me
Hmm.
because I have the upper hand. I can negotiate and I can say no. And so then I stopped focusing on retail because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna build my online base. It's doing well. That's how people find me. We're in COVID. People are not out in the grocery stores. And then I started getting grocery stores to come to me.
Wow.
And and when and that gave me the upper hand, not saying that I said yes to every store, because
Hmm.
if you did not meet my standards within my business, meaning you didn't take health serious, you didn't care, you just wanted a product on the shelves, that's not what I want. So once and you talk to the people in charge of shelving and getting the product, and they understand you understand them, and then you become a team. And then, with me being a startup, I'm like, hey, can we like negotiate? I'm not going to pay that much. And this, so you can kind of make the rules because they want your product. They want they're tired of seeing the same olive oil companies that are in there. And with me coming in the grocery store, it gives them a whole new demographic, you
Hmm.
know of who they're trying to get in their stores too. So that's what happened, about what that's the process with the grocery stores. Is not all what it is. It costs a lot of money, and I stopped making that the focus. I'm continuing to build my online presence, and that's where I'm mainly focused on. But I also want to branch out and I want to get more exposure. So I decided to go to the Midwest. Meyer is a really big store. It's kind of like is it's a very popular store in the Midwest. And I'm like, wow, a lot of my customers are not there. But if we come with a marketing plan to pull my target audience to those grocery stores, then we can work together. So
Hmm.
that's how that happened. And so I'm just going slow. I'm not in a, I was fast. I'm like, y'all don't want me. Why y'all
Right.
don't want me? I'm a female. Y'all should have me. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm glad they don't want me because I wasn't even ready
Wow.
to go
Yes.
in some grocery stores.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's and that was one of the things. Like I've known a couple of people that have had brands, and one of the things about having the brand is, they wanted all of the requests and they wanted all of the sales, but then they found out that they weren't really prepared to handle all of the sales. And one thing about business and when it comes to brands is, you know, you want the demand for the product. You want people to be there that want to buy your product. But sometimes not being able to meet that demand can be detrimental to your business. And then once you kind of get to the place to where you can meet it, sometimes at that point it might be too late.
Yes, that is so true. Because you say for Target, and you feel like you're ready for Target and Target gets you in. And then it's like your product not on even on the shelves because you
Hmm.
can't keep up the demand. Maybe you're still in your house.
Right.
That's not going to work. So, even when people come to me for advice and they tell me they don't have a online presence, because it doesn't matter about your followers. People are looking for your content. People are looking for how consistent you are. So if you don't have anything for individuals to go to, then for me, I don't really take you as serious.
Hmm.
But so that's important. But people, so anyway, so for you to get in Target and you're not able to fill up those
Right.
shelves, that's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the worst. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't ready back then.
Yeah, and you've got to be able to, and once again, you have, people are praying and asking the Lord, hey, increase my, excuse me, increase my sales and things of that nature. And so you
Hmm.
asking God to increase your sales, and then He increases your sales, but you're not ready for it. And then if
Right.
if you're not ready for that to happen, you're really putting yourself in a bad situation. And
Yeah.
sometimes, and as I said, and sometimes that's kind of, you may not be able to recover from that, because
Yeah.
at that point, when people want it, they want it,
Yeah.
and
Because
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I mean it's a lot of work that the I'm with KE, which is one of the largest distributors. So they're able to ship my product to different DCs nationwide. And it's the work that they do behind the scenes,
Mhm.
like for me to come to them and say I can deliver, like Meyer, the store that I'm getting ready to go in, they want 70, well, I have 70 stores and they ask for 140 some cases.
Mm.
Now, if I say yes, which I can do that now,
Now you can,
but
right.
if I went in there saying yes and I know I'm still in my kitchen and I don't have no type of mechanical equipment
Hmm.
pushing out, I'm in trouble,
Right. Right.
they
Yeah.
so yeah, that's very, very important. And I'm all about teaching people how to get out of their kitchen.
Mm.
Like a lot of people they stay there. Some people are satisfied with that. They okay with, you know, on a smaller level, which that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of people want to grow, and I didn't know how to do that.
Mm.
So I have learned this entire process just me being in it. So I definitely, want to give back and help people and teach them how to get out of their kitchen with a product.
Mm. So, and I guess for you, it's one that's been trial and error. Uh, but I think the key to it is that you want to help people, so one, so they don't make the same mistakes you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then two, to help them, to help them grow their brand, like you
Yeah.
said, to help them get out of their kitchen.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes about you, and just how you want to see other people, how you want to pull people up, just like
Yeah.
to kind of help them along the way. For you, as far as mentors, did you have any mentors? And if you did have mentors, how did you find them, or how did you pick them? Because I know mentors are important.
Yeah.
But how do everybody's process is different. So for you, if you had them, what did that process look like?
I was involved in every accelerator program. If it was talking about food and beverage, I was involved in those type of programs, even when it came to like state workshops and just if it had anything to do with small business, food and beverages, how to anything, I was a part of that because I'm still learning and I want to learn. I never just feel like I know it all and I'm good. So I was in this program, Babson, and one of the number one business colleges. And so once I completed the program, they assigned us to mentors. And I knew that so my mentor is she is a white lady, and I need that type of different perspectives.
Hmm.
And on, I just can't, I'm all about getting ideas from everyone. But some things that I may not feel comfortable saying, she's like, hey, no, say this, or, lead. She's a great mentor, Julie. So she's one of my mentors, and she is the CEO of a company that does handle with Coca-Cola when it comes to nutrition and all of this. So she's in the industry.
Okay.
Um, I, who else is my mentor? I have a mentor, Frank, who was the number one entrepreneur on Yahoo. I just met him. I met him in Clubhouse, and like every now and then, we have meetings and we discuss what's next for Chasity or what's
Right.
next for me.
Right.
And I have those individuals around me who I look up to, who I can trust. We may not agree on everything,
Hmm.
and they may not understand some things, about me, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And so I'm thankful for those individuals for them. Yeah.
So as far as Emblem olive oil goes, what is your favorite meal to cook with your own olive oil?
Oh, my favorite meal. Oh my gosh, I cook so much. I love all my I'm going to let me see. It's so hard to say about a favorite meal because I love cooking and I love food, but
I'll give me a top
I
two. We'll
I
I'll
know.
make
Okay,
I'll make
top
it
two. Yeah, I
easier for
see
you.
that.
Top
Thank
two.
you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I love my extra virgin olive oil. Okay, that's
Okay.
that's not even infused. It's just regular extra. I cook with that every single day.
Okay.
And I also love my roasted garlic olive oil.
Okay. All
And
right.
I love my smoky mesquite.
Mm.
Yeah. So like that smoky mesquite, like I don't have to go out and grill. It's already infused like in the
Oh, it's got
olive
the.
oil.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
gives it that smoke flavor. I love that. And so yeah, that's it. I gave you three. It's really hard because I did these olive oils and tastings and I developed these myself. So I love them all. But
Okay. All right.
yeah.
What is um?
I can't think of a meal though.
Yeah, we
I
got it.
love food.
It
I love food. Like any vegetable medley with my olive oil is
is
what I
it.
love.
Okay.
And
All right.
pizza, and it's just so much. I'm just
Okay.
a food so
Okay. All right. So this question I've got to ask, because
yeah.
we were talking about it earlier, my wife and I.
Hmm.
What is the difference between? So you have olive oil, okay?
Yeah.
Then you have extra virgin olive oil.
Uh-huh.
Now I don't know if you just have virgin olive oil, then you also have an extra virgin olive oil. I don't know. But what makes the extra virgin different from any other type of virgin of olive oil? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, that's a good question. It's the process. Extra virgin olive oil, the acidity level cannot be greater than 4. So that's so if it's anything higher, then it's still a good quality olive oil, but it doesn't meet that particular standard.
oh, okay.
So let's say, I mean, I can only compare it to I don't know, some type of name brand. I'll say Louis Vuitton on top of Birkin. You know, like Birkin is a little bit better, you
Okay.
know, in quality, and price is way more expensive than Louis Vuitton, but it still doesn't mean the Louis Vuitton is, you know, not good.
Right.
And so that's what extra virgin olive oil. Some virgin olive oils, they it's a process called cold extraction. And so there's a certain amount of hours for you to get the olives from the tree and press those olives. And if you don't do it within the time frame, then it's considered, you know, virgin olive oil. So that's the difference.
Oh man. Okay.
And I
Listen.
hope that made sense. I tried to make it sound, I didn't want to, I wanted it like to make sense
Hey,
to
well,
the
listen. Look,
everyday.
you listen. You made it make sense in layman's terms because
Yeah.
once again, I have no clue about olive oil except for, like I said, go to the store. You see extra virgin. We grab the extra virgin, and then, like I said, back in the day, just the oil that my parents used to put on us as far as anointing oil.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really about as far as it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we normally end with the show like this. And we've got to figure something out. We've got to figure out. I've got to get you back on. I've got to get you in front of some people to have a conversation. We've got to figure something out.
Yeah.
We will figure something out because what you're doing and what you've done, and then just how you communicate and how you are willing to kind of put this information out there. It's a lot of people that need to hear it. So we're gonna figure we'll figure something out. But we normally end with the show like this. When it comes to your journey and your process of entrepreneurship, what has been your highest high and your lowest low? It doesn't necessarily have to be in that order,
Yeah.
but yeah, whichever one you want to go with first.
Yeah, I'll go with my lowest. You know, it's been times where I did want to give up because, you know, either sales wasn't where I wanted them to be. And I'm just like, you know, I question, I'm like, God, is this what you want me to do? If this, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing? If not, take it away. I don't have to do this. I can do something else, you know. And every time I had that thought, the first maybe like one or two times I wanted to quit. And every time, either that night, Tabitha Brown would post my olive oil and it would be like sales come. And then one time I wanted to give up, and it was one of my customers gave her daughter some of my spicy Cajun olive oil. And she sent a video online and was using it as, instead of using the butter, her daughter was dipping her crab legs in my spicy Cajun olive oil, because olive oil is to replace the butter because of the cholesterol and all that. But anyway, so that little girl was enjoying those crab legs with my olive oil and was like eating them like it was the best thing. Her mom was like, "Isn't that good?" And she was like, "Yes, it's so good." And that made me feel like, oh wait, this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so that is just something that I can think of, you know, right
Hmm.
now. But that's been my lowest. But every time I had my lowest, it would be something that happened
It'll bring it
amazing, and I'm
back.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let me
Yeah.
stick to this.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. And when I say amazing, because right when you're at that point of questioning and possibly thinking about, you know what, maybe this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Something happens in order to bring that confirmation.
Yes.
Just to be
Yes.
like, you know what, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I'm walking in my purpose, man. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right, JB. And I think, like, I'm so close. Why give up right now?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I could miss it.
yeah.
And I could be you don't know what tomorrow, what could happen
Right.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I'm so close and I don't want to miss it. So I'm going to stick to selling this olive oil until it's time for me to sell my company and go do something
I
else,
know
you
that's
know?
right. Mm. So for instance, if I go into my local store tomorrow or tonight, and if I don't see any Emblem olive oil on the shelves, outside of me going on Amazon or going to your website, what is it that I can do as a consumer, as a customer, to get this store to bring that oil into
Oh
my
my
local store?
Davey, I absolutely love that question. Nobody has ever asked me that. Everybody's like, put your stuff in, put your stuff, put it in here. But what you can do is go to that store manager and request Emblem olive oil. That's it. Like find that store manager and say, hey, I'm looking for this product. I want Emblem olive oil. And that's how it could get done. Just so easily because stores are there to please the customer.
Right, right. So all we got to do, so for all of you guys that are tuned in right now or that will catch the replay, ultimately, if you don't have Emblem olive oil in your store, your local store, the one that you shop at the most, the one where the manager probably sees you just about once a week or whatever,
Mhm.
go over there and talk to them. Say, hey, I'm looking for Emblem olive oil.
Yeah.
And if he can't go pull it off the shelf or, oh, it's right here or whatever, then let's figure something out to get it in the store, in your local store.
Yeah.
You guys know, so you haven't had an opportunity to meet the owner. You've heard her heart. You know where she's from. You know where she went to college.
Yes.
And so with that, you have an understanding now of what and who you'll be supporting.
Mm.
And then on top of that, what her plans are. You know, what she's trying to do for her community. And I think when you have all of that information of a business and a business owner, it's a no-brainer when it comes to support.
No.
You know, we out here supporting everybody and everybody else's business and have no clue of what they're doing for their community or anybody else's community, where the money's going.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of times we find out later in the paper or when somebody gets arrested of what the money that you were giving them. But we hear her, we're listening to her. We at this point we know her. You know what I mean? So let's get behind her. Let's get beside her. Let's do whatever we need to do to help
Oh,
get her brand into the places where we shop and where we spend money.
yes.
I think at the end of the day, that's the best that we can do. I'm going to try to find some oil before Thanksgiving because I need to get a hold of some, and we need to cook with some of that oil. So I'm gonna figure something out. I'll find it or whatever. But I truly appreciate you coming hanging out with us.
I thank you for having me.
Oh no,
Like I
listen,
am so honored to be
look,
to be here.
hey, listen. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you stand for. Look forward to whatever may happen, whatever milestones that you'll reach in the next. I say next 5 years, but shoot, it might be next week. You know, but I do, and I say this to a lot of our guests that one thing when it comes to entrepreneurs is the most important thing that as entrepreneurs that we have and we possess. The most valuable thing is time because that's the one thing you can't get back. And I appreciate you for spending that valuable time here with us and having this conversation because, I'm sure there's some things that you could have been and probably should have been doing, but you came out and you hung out with us. So
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I
I really
enjoyed.
do.
Thank you. You are so welcome. I enjoyed this entire conversation.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Like
Really good
you did a very
conversation.
good job. So
Thank you very much. What I've done is I have a link tree that's tied to our, excuse me, tied to our Instagram page. So for those that want to get in touch with her, you can go to my profile, my Instagram,
mhm.
and it's right there, or I've got her Instagram tag is right there on the page as well. You see it,
Mhm.
and it is at Chasity Pritchett. So hit her up.
Yeah.
Go to the website. You can buy the oil on the website, but even if you don't, excuse me, if you don't buy it on the website, or even if you do buy it on the website, still go to your local store. Still go to the local store and have them, and ask, hey, can you get this oil in the store? I think that's probably the best thing that we can do outside of just to support, and
Yeah.
want to see her go further than where she is today, and whatever we can do to help you do that,
Aw.
we'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you so
Uh,
much. I really appreciate that.
no problem at all. I appreciate you. If you hold on for me just a minute, I don't want you to go anywhere, but let me talk to these people right quick.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys, once again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It is the Mind Your Business podcast. Once again, you hanging with the Harrisons. Miss Chasity Pritchett, the owner and founder of Emblem Olive Oil. You guys go get that olive oil. You even heard about what the medical, what it does help you with your ailments and things like that. Go get that olive oil, cook with it. It's infused, different flavors. Get it, and then for those of you that believe in the power of the Lord, go and get you some and get the anointing your head, on your beard, point it on your head, all that stuff. So do what you got to do. But once again, we appreciate her for coming, hanging out with us on the Mind Your Business podcast. Tomorrow, I've got another podcast that we're going to do live. I had an opportunity to meet a couple who just bought 5 acres in North Carolina. It's a black couple, and they're turning it into, it's called a multi-use property, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a campsite that's owned and operated by a black couple. So we're going to have them on. We're doing something special. This is about it for until the end of the year. You catch these replays on YouTube. This one will be up this evening. It'll be on our YouTube page until this evening. But once again, it will go on our YouTube page at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So for those of you that may have missed it, or you want to catch the replay, it'll be back then. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, tuning in to Mind Your Business podcast, and make sure, hey, get those notifications on YouTube so that you know when we're going live, because we got another show tomorrow, and you never know what may just happen. All right, appreciate you guys. We'll talk real soon.